Samantha? I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready?
Jenna, I want to start with you. You get to do an update of the iconic screen scene with the phone call with Ghostface. When you approached that scene, did you re-watch the original, or did you kind of want to keep it out of your head as much as possible?
I did a cold read of that scene when I was auditioning for the job after I had my chemistry read with Melissa. So before I did that, I watched the scene alone 10 times, like just over and over and over. And then when I actually flew out to Wilmington to do the job, I just watched all of the screams a couple times, and I watched the first one in particular, but I tried not to obsess over it too much because I did not want to try to rip off somebody else's performance in that scene alone. You could not make it more perfect. So I think for me, it was, okay, I have a really great understanding of what this scene was or what happened. What can I do to not only put myself in that situation, but then also, I don't know, just kind of a fresh look, fresh take, fresh, I don't know. It's really important to me that I paid homage and respect while doing something different. So there was a lot of pressure involved and but I did try not to get too married to that tape.
Definitely. Jack and Melissa, as a Scream fan, I can't imagine what it'd be like to see Ghostface for the first time on set. Which one of you took it better? Did either of you want to hide, or were you ready for the fight?
Oh man, did we see? Oh, man,
I think I shot.
You definitely shot with him
I
first.
shot with Ghostface first, and it was an entire day dedicated to that scene. So I was the only one on set. So it's just me and Keith, our stunt guy that was playing Ghostface. And it was insane because that was the day that it dawned on me that we were shooting a Scream movie. We had been like shooting other scenes, and you reference Ghostface and you're in Woodsboro, but it didn't feel real until that moment where I was staring at a human being in the robe and the mask and with a knife in its hand, and I was just like terrified. It's very intimidating, even though it's all fake. There's something about the mask and the robe that's chilling.
Yeah. It's a mixture of, I like to say it's a mixture of being starstruck and terrified. It's just that, I don't know, it's so strange. I remember when I first saw him, like Melissa, it definitely dawned on me that we were doing a Scream movie. I think it was Roger, or no, not Roger, Keith, like the stunt guy. And he was like having fun with he like stopped talking and he would like roam the halls and just kind of try to spook us a few times. So, but once the horror kind of wore off, I got some selfies with him. I did. I had to. He's he's a celebrity basically.
So
pretty intimidating and scary.
Really surreal.
Yeah. It just like it takes a while to hit you because Ghostface is such an iconic figure and like in pop culture in general, not just horror, and everyone knows what Ghostface looks like. So to see it in person is just like a whole another level and strange, but terrifying at the same time.
No, I mean, it's just a sort of surreal moment, right? Like you're shooting, a movie that could feel pretty standard for a while with some other actors if you're just having scenes of dialogue or whatever. But then the moment you see like a Ghostface costume on set or a mask, it's like, oh, right, this is a Scream movie, and there's a lot of death and blood in this movie, and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and Marley, coming back to the character of Judy Hicks, how easy was it to just slip back into the shoes? Was it like a comfy pair of slippers, or did you have to relearn what she's like, especially 10 years later?
Yeah, I think that was the key difference is imagining Judy 10 years later, because when you create a character, it's in your hard drive, so you just have to sort of find it and remember it, but it's in there. But the difference was that some things have happened to Judy, right? She's now the sheriff of the town instead of just the deputy, and she has a 16-year-old son. So it was trying to imagine, okay, how would what would Judy's reaction be to these new developments in her life, or but still be intrinsically Judy.
I really like how in this film they kept the ending from pretty much most of the cast, didn't they? They kept you guessing on set with fake endings and whatnot. Did you two, were you playing detective on set? Were you trying to work out who the killer was? Were you close, do you want to say?
We were all pretty convinced that they gave us different scripts with different endings. And we all were pretty convinced that we had the true ending, like our script was the real script. So there wasn't a lot of detective work.
I thought I knew until I started questioning myself and everyone around me at that point. I was like, wait a second, what? Have I been just lied to this whole time? Yeah, it's kind of fun. It added a weird sort of element of the movie into our lives a bit.
Yeah, everybody had different scripts and everyone was comparing and kind of trying to feel out, well, like, I have this ending, what ending do you have? And it was interesting. I do feel like it added a sort of like a feeling and that true like whodunit feeling to the real experience of us filming that I think translated to the film as well, because anyone, that's the whole thing, is like anyone could be the killer.
Anyone.
Yeah,
Definitely, I can imagine. Is there any other aspect of this film when you're on it that made you feel you're in a Scream movie? Was it shooting one of the the action scenes, or was it just stepping onto Woodsboro streets?
Yeah, I keep saying this, but I feel like we shot like 5 different movies at once, like a comedy and a drama, and then there were days where we were like, yeah, this feels like a, like a slasher film.
Yeah. The days where you would see like blood in the makeup trailer from like what was gonna happen that day that was when you were like, oh, okay, we're making a horror movie, like this is happening. And I think just like, for me at least, it didn't really hit me until I saw the movie completed for the first time with the cast. Because yeah, you're just like enjoying. It just feels like it's funny because we're enjoying, we talk about like how much we love the process and how much fun it was, but it's like, people are like, you're filming like an intense like horror, like with a lot of gore, and it's like, yeah, but we just had the best time. So yeah.
Definitely. And Mikey, you were saying that it felt like filming different films, but also you all had different endings. They wanted to keep the secret and keep who the killer was. Did that stop you from trying to guess who it was, or were you always quite suspicious of who had the right ending?
Absolutely. It's the script for one, and then when Ghostface first appears and you have a little nervous little poof, little toot, that's a little bit when you realize, oh, this is real. It's like looks real, it smells real, it feels real.
That's right. For me, it was seeing the name Ghostface in the script.
Oh yes.
Touched me personally.
It touched you right here. It touched a little right here. Where the heart is on the left side, right here. We don't have a heart.
Jasmine, you're playing Mindy is the first confirmed queer character in the Scream series. Was that a huge part of making you want to sign on to this role, like an added bonus to be part of Scream history?
That would be very cool. I love any time I can do a little gay representation, Yes, it was very exciting. I thought how lovely that they're going to commit to true diversity, and I get to celebrate every piece of my identity. I'm a queer woman of color. And I have my lesbo haircut, as I was told in the film, and
not laughing.
But it's quite funny because it is quite a gay haircut, and that's the most important thing, is to show off all the different hairstyles that us homosexuals enjoy.
Jenna, I'm sure Scream fans will have rewatched all of the films prepping for this new movie, but if they hadn't had the time, which is the one film you'd recommend? A lot of people are saying the original. Do you agree, or something different?
The original is a perfect movie. But if I had to suggest another one, I would say that the second film is also a great runner-up, and I think it's my second favorite after the first, which is why I recommend it. But there's some really incredible sequences in there, and yeah, it's great.
Oh.
I'd probably say the first.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go with the first one.
If you could choose 2, it'd be 1 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those are the 2 if you could choose. Because
Yeah,
aren't those the only 3 that are set in Woodsboro?
Yes. The other 2, one is she's in college, and the other one's in Hollywood.
In LA, yeah. So it's sort of those 3 together are a good little trilogy of movies you could watch, I'd say.
I think you for sure need to watch the original, the OG one, but all of them, in a sense, because they all have just such cool kills and interesting scenes, and like the characters overlap, and yeah, all of them.